How long do you need to exercise for? How many exercises do you need to do to get the best results? Is it possible that if you exercise for a long time, you can't exercise hard? Is it possible that if you break up your body into little pieces, you do little exercises, you might get little results? And these are the questions that I've been asking all of my life. I'm an exercise professional, have been all of my life. I've also been healthy, fit and strong all of my life. And as an old lady, I'm now fitter and stronger than I've ever been. And I'm doing the least amount of exercise I've ever done. And I'm sharing that with you because the biggest excuse I hear every day, and I'm sure you do too, is I don't have time to exercise. Now, some people go to the gym for hours and hours. I know that that's a culture, 3, 4, 5 times a week, 2, 3 hours, 3 sets of 10, 5 sets of 10 periodization programs. There's a whole heap of stuff that people do. But I've got a better question. What result do you want from your exercise program? Do you want to be fit? Do you want to be strong? Do you want to be lean? Do you want to have a stack of energy? Do you want to look good in your clothes? Should you be able to demand that from your exercise program? Which is the 4 questions that I always ask. Do you have a stack of energy all day, every day? Are you performing at your best all day, every day at everything that you do? Do you love what you see in the mirror? And do you love the way your body feels to touch? Is it firm and tight? And are you getting the results that you want from your eating, from your exercise plan? And if the answer is no, I think you need to have a different program. What do you reckon? Because surely we should be able to demand those things. So my question is this. What's the least amount we could do, not the most? Because if the longer we go away from 0, and I always share that, because 0 is the number that most people do for exercise. Most people in the world, 9 out of 10 is the statistic worldwide, 9 out of 10 people either don't do any exercise at all, or the exercise that they're doing is not giving them any major benefit that will help them to be healthy, fit and strong for the rest of their life. So whatever we're doing, is it working? And that's the interesting thing. As an old lady who's been an exercise professional all of my life, I find it really perplexing, sometimes sad, and sometimes I even get angry that people are given exercise programs that waste their time, that take such a long time. And again, I'll ask the question, the further we get away from 0, the less likely we are to do the exercise program, surely, because most people do 0. So how close to 0 can we get? And this is the really big question. If you just had to pick one exercise, or one process, or one strategy, or one program to keep you healthy, fit and strong for the rest of your life, what would it be? And there's some really interesting common sense questions to ask. Would you pick an exercise program that takes a really long time, or would it be a short time? It's just a stupid question, isn't it? It would be short. Would you pick an exercise program that injures you, hurts you, gives you a risk of being injured, or would you do a safe exercise program? I think that's another stupid question. Would you pick an exercise program that breaks your body up into little pieces? Even though the human body functions, everything we do, we use everything in our body. And I share that very passionately. I've just been boxing, and often people think that boxing is an upper body exercise, but obviously if you have any technical understanding of boxing, the power from boxing comes from the lower part of your body, not from your upper body. But the firing mechanism for everything that we do is our endocrine system and our central nervous system. The 2 systems that keep us energetic, fit, strong, fire up everything, and make sure that we can do all the things that we want to do, those 2 systems fire up everything that we do. So why would we, and they work best obviously, and they have to work the hardest when you use as many muscles as possible at the same time, as many body systems as possible at the same time. But the interesting thing is that everything that we do of value uses everything. So whether you go sprinting, whether you play a sport, whether you dance, whether you do the vacuuming, hang the washing on the line, everything we do is we use all of our body, including our central nervous system and our endocrine system, our muscular and skeletal system. So if we want them to work at their best, surely we want them to work at 100% effort, not break them up into little pieces. So I'm going to ask the question again. If I do little exercises, is it possible I'm going to get little results? So why is it that when you go to the gym, most gyms, most personal training studios, most social media influencers, most exercise programs will give you a big pile of exercises to do for separate parts of your body? But the body doesn't work separately. It works as one single piece. And if I break my body up into little pieces, am I more likely, number 1, to get injured? The answer is yes, because the smaller the exercise, the more likelihood I am to be putting shearing forces across my joint. If I do big exercises, I'm more likely to be using traction and compression forces, which is less chance of injury. So that's the first one. If I'm injured, I can't do anything. If I do a big exercise and I use as many muscles as possible at the same time, which ones get tired first? Because we tend to, when you have a look at the programs that you see at the gym or in the personal training studio, it's, well, I need to do an exercise for my arms, and I need to do exercise for my legs, and I need to do exercise for my shoulders and my biceps and my triceps and my abdominals and my calf muscles. But when you pick a big exercise, every one of those muscles gets worked in the most effective way because they're working together. I'm sharing that with you because I think it's a waste of time to break your body up into little pieces. Now, that's not just my opinion. That's how the human body functions. We function as a big piece, one whole complete piece, not little tiny pieces separately. So if I want to have strong arms, for example, I need to lift as heavy as I possibly can so that I put as much pressure as possible through my arms. So if I do a little exercise, I'm not putting very much pressure through my arms. But if I pick something up off the ground that's really heavy, I have to use my legs, I have to use my lower back, I have to use my abdominals, I have to use my arms and my shoulders and my face muscles and my neck muscles, and everything gets worked. So I'm going to ask the question again. If I had to pick an exercise program that was the safest, the most effective, gave me the best results in the shortest period of time, how many exercises would I choose? And it's interesting because the human body only really has 3 movement patterns. You can push with your upper body, you can pull with your upper body, and you can lower your body down to the ground and get back up again. Everything else, all the twisting movements, are all varieties of those things, but safe movements are pushing, pulling, and lowering my body down to the ground. But if I pick up something heavy up off the ground, so if I do, there's 3 big movements for that. You can do a deadlift, I like to call it an alive lift. You can do a squat, which is exactly the same movement, you're just lowering your body down to the ground. Or one leg at a time, you might call it a lunge. But any of those exercises, if you lift with your upper body, which means you have to lift the weight up off the ground, you're using all the muscles in your body. So as an old lady who's fitter and stronger than I've ever been, my exercise program, and you don't have to train like I do, I get it, but I train how the human body works. So I do one pushing movement, one pulling movement, and I do one lowering or picking something up off the ground. But if I'm running out of time, or if I'm really busy, or if I just had to pick one thing, all I would do is an alive lift, a squat or a lunge, as heavy as I possibly can, because I have to use all the muscles in my body. So why do we waste so much time giving people exercise programs that they're not going to stick to? And you might say, but I love to exercise for 2 or 3 hours at a time, and I'll always go to the gym 2 or 3 days a week. But is it possible that there might come a time in your life when you can't do that? And wouldn't it be nice to have something that you can rely on, that's short and fast and effective and safe, rather than having to be concerned about, I have to go to the gym, or I have to do 20 exercises, or I have to do 3 sets of 10. I'm sharing all of that with you because I'd love everybody to be healthy, fit and strong. The biggest excuse is time. What if, like me, and this is my simple program, I do 1 set of squats or deadlifts, alive lifts as I like to call them, 1 set of chin-ups, 1 set of push-ups, or 1 set of dumbbell rows if I'm not doing chin-ups. I do as many as I possibly can in 10 seconds in the phosphate system, because that's the 100% effort system. So my strength training program takes me literally 30 seconds. 10 seconds of squatting, 10 seconds of pushing, 10 seconds of pulling. And then throughout the day, to stay healthy, fit and strong fitness-wise, I do 10 seconds of high-intensity phosphate training so that I can fill my brain up with happy drugs and my body stays really, really fit, which is the closest to zero you can get. 10 seconds is about as close to zero as you can get. So the maximum I do is 4 exercises, 3 for my strength and 1 for my heart and lungs. And the 1 exercise I do for my heart and lungs is what doesn't matter, as long as you're getting puffed. Whether you punch or kick or run up some stairs or run through soft sand or cross trainer, or doesn't matter what you do as long as you get puffed. And I'm sharing all of that with you again because I would love everybody to be healthy, fit and strong. Humans can choose to do whatever they want to, I get it. Adults can do whatever they want to, but I'm worried about our kids, our little kids. I want them to grow up to be fit and strong adults. I want them to have healthy brains and healthy bodies. And is it possible that if we give them exercise programs that take a really long time, that are boring, that are safe, that are ineffective, and it could injure their little joints, that they won't be healthy, fit, strong adults? So if you are like me, excited about being healthy, fit and strong for the rest of your life, if like me, you're not a child anymore and you want to stay healthy, fit, strong, lean, energetic, have an optimistic attitude and be a solution finder for the rest of your life, is it possible that we need to be fit and strong? And fitness comes from getting puffed, strength comes from overloading your muscles and bones. And why would we do a big pile of exercises where we only need to do 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 at the absolute most? Wouldn't it be awesome to live your life to the max and get fit, strong and healthy in the shortest period possible so you can live your life to the max? Super duper doo, how are you? Living my life to the max, woohoo!